Hey guys, how's it going? On today's video, we're going to do a giant unboxing of parts for the build. I'm still waiting on quite a few items, so I might do a second one of these, but this will go over the majority of the parts for the build and to get it running and driving. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's start with the brains behind everything. We are running a ECU Masters ECU Black. I already opened it up. There we go. And to make everything easier so that we do not have to do all the wiring for the build, at least for the engine harness, we have a ECU Masters RHD plug-and-play harness. RHD Rama builds these and manages the Australian ECU Master site. You cannot buy these in the US, so you have to hit him up directly on his website via his email, or the ECU Masters Australian page has these up for sale, which I'll also link below, as well as everything else that we talk about in today's video. Let's go over some of the sensors I got for the ECU Black. We have a 4.2 O2 sensor. This is the one that Rama recommended over the other one, so we'll see how that goes. We have the data logger, the Bluetooth data logger. You might as well just spend the extra bit of money, get the Bluetooth version over the other version, just so it makes life easier. So there we go, data logger. I bought all this during Black Friday, so it came with a free 10-bar sensor, so that's nice. Use that for something. Got a intake air temp sensor. Always need that. And lastly, we have a flex fuel sensor because we will be running E85. So that's important. Move on to the clutch. Got a stage 3 plus clutch from Spec Clutches for the E30. This is an M20 clutch, so I'm still using the G260 trans. So clutch, pressure plate, and flywheel right there. I didn't want to go with a like a 6-puck clutch. I wanted something a little bit more OEM feel. So we have that. It does come with a throw-up bearing and a pilot bearing, as well as the clutch alignment tool. Someone said in the groups, in the Facebook groups, that it didn't come with either of these, so I bought extras just in case. So there is the clutch. All boxed up. Moving along here, like I said, wasn't sure that the kit came with a throw-up bearing and a pilot bearing, so there's an extra one, Saatchi's, and just a is this Febby? Oh, FAG. So extra one of those. I got all of the seals for the trans. I'm going to do a quick reseal. I'm not going to fully take it apart, just replace the seals that needed to be fit. So the front main, and then the two in the back, as well as some Curel T2. People recommend, I believe it's the K2. This is just a newer version, easier to find, so that you seal the threads on the output flange so it doesn't leak. And then obviously a new fork for the clutch, as well as over in that pile, we'll get to it, have a spring and a new pivot bearing right there, a brass one, as you could see, hiding in there, but we'll get there eventually. Now for the HVAC unit, I've already editing the video for that, so that will be up shortly after this video, within a week or two. I was just waiting on the last few bits for it. It's actually chilling right there behind me. We have a new, this is going to be the condenser for your AC. Thing is fragile. And then in here, we have a new radiator. These parts aren't too expensive. I mean, if you buy the OEM ones, yes, they are. But since I was already redoing the whole cooling system, rather just start fresh, so there's no issues. Moving along here. Right here we have a E36 TPS to an M20 adapter. The TPS, thermal position sensor switch, on a stock E30 is just an off or on switch. So you want to upgrade to an E36 switch, which is variable. So this is an adapter from Ireland, made out of billet. Also, if you're running the ITBs, which we'll talk about in a second, towards the end of the video, you will also be running a variable E36 TPS. So there's that. Then also we have here is the AAF, Advanced Auto Fabrication. This is their oil pan baffle. Go ahead and gotta get that welded in. I'm gonna order a new pan, new aftermarket pan. I just rather everything be nice and clean for the new motor than miss something and something gets sucked up into the oil system. So that'll be getting welded in. I'll make a video on that, as well as the fitting for the drain for the turbo. As you probably saw, I am still missing my manifold, which is getting built currently, and the turbo, which is a story of itself. So maybe another day, once I can actually find one, continue with the AC system. Real quick, these are all just rotors for the distributor, OEM distributor setup, cap and rotor. Cap is right there. I have a few motors, so I needed a few extras. Now for the AC system. I am doing the R134a conversion. I'm redoing the whole system. That's why I got a new condenser. I have a new condenser, which is not over here, but it's still in the box. The evaporator, which you just saw. Everything needs to be converted for the R134a conversion. You shouldn't cut corners. There's two companies that make kits for them. I went with LCW Lane's kit. I liked it a lot better than the other kit's bracket, which is super flimsy. This thing is not going anywhere. It might be overkill, but it's better than it bending under force. Then we have a brand new Sandin 709 compressor. I didn't buy everything from his kit since I'm doing custom lines. So everything that I got from him was the bracket. I got the Sandin unit. The kit comes with fresh zinc hardware, which I will show in a second. There we go. Zinc hardware for that, to bolt that up. Got all the O-rings and the oil needed. We got the expansion valve, and this is the dryer. I went with the single switch dryer, just make life easier and tuck everything away. And that is everything with the kit. He also sells the lines that you can get, everything you need to convert your system to R134a. Let's go ahead, check out his website, link below. I just want to say each part of this video, so like the ECU, the AC system, the HVAC stuff, will all have its own videos coming out very soon. A lot of them have already been filmed. I'm just going through and editing and finishing the install of everything. So stay tuned for that. So moving on to wiring. This is a Maven. It's a bulkhead connector, but which is nice about this one, it's all made out of billet and all that, but you can remove the connector from both sides. Most times when you have a bulkhead connector, one side stays and you cannot remove it from the bulkhead until you remove the 4 screws or 2 screws that hold it in. Whereas this one, you can take off the one side and then you can undo the nut. And the other side comes off nice and easy. You don't need to worry about having to take the Allens and all that apart to make life more difficult. I'm using this for the bulkhead, it'll be for the engine harness. I also use one for the shaved base, for the tucked harness on the passenger side. This thing is a little bit difficult to get in. There we go. Excuse the rain in the background. When you order this, it comes with all of the pins needed. I also opted for some of the grommets I'm gonna do a right angle out of in the fender well to get the harness routed towards the front. I'll be using smart coils for the ignition, so not wasted spark, not distributor spark. It'll be I believe it's sequential. So I'm going to be making my own spark plug wires. So we have some MSD wire. This is 8.5 millimeter wire. And then we went ahead and I got a bunch of 90 connectors from Summit. There's a part number. And then I got all boots and stuff from BMW so that it looks all OEM. I will be getting some heat shielding from the little bit of wire that goes between the plug and the OEM connector right there. In the big mess of stuff, we have connectors for this side of the harness, and there is a gold connector, crimp connector that will go into these, that when you order them, they show that they come in like a 5 set, but when you order them, it's only one that shows up. So that's for everyone wondering how many to order. You need to order 6. You can't just order like 2 sets of 5. So that doesn't work. Moving along, we have the gaskets for the HVAC system. I'll just put the part numbers in now for everybody to see. There's one part number, and then here is the other one. And this is for your accessory drive belt. So the water pump, alternator, and the harmonic balancer. If you are running a Ireland Engineering alternator adjuster, this OEM one will not fit. A 10 by 965 won't fit. You'll probably need a 10 by maybe another 10, so 975. When I finish the video installing this, I will update on the correct size. The tension bar is just slightly too long for it to reach around. So if you go slightly bigger, it's not going to affect performance or anything. You just need it to be able to tension it properly. So like I said before, just a distributor cap. For that, simple. We have all new plugs for the HVAC box. These are drains to the side. There's the part number right there. New straps. Part number right there. This section is going to be a little long, but stay tuned. We do have the Chase Bays brake booster delete, which is the new version, the dual piston, and we have the SLR kit to still unbox. So if you want to skip ahead, you can, and we're just going to finish going over all these individual parts from BMW. Firewall, grommet, there is the part number. Like I said, we have a brass pivot fork. I do have my electric power steering set up. I'm not ready to release that just yet. So these are bushings for the steering column. There are dowels that go in here, but they are NLA. Good luck finding them. I have an extra column that I'm hoping I'll be able to get used ones from. Worst case scenario, I can send them off to get made. So there's a part number for those. These are all pressure plate bolts. Prefer that they are just regular 10 mils, but sometimes when you order them, those are what show up. This is a locking collar for the trans for doing the seals. So there is part number right there. We have a few drain plugs for the trans. Here's the new spring, part number right there. These are clips for the AC condenser in the front where the bushings go. You need these. There is the part number, if it would. There we go. Another vent tube for the HVAC box. There we go. I believe these are the seals for the radiator inside of the HVAC box to the fittings themselves. This is a rubber grommet that's, I believe it's like $26. I really don't know why I bought it, but this is a vibration dampener for the front of the HVAC box that bolts right in front of, right under the center console. These are 2 crush rings that go under the tube, intake tube, the oil return. Anytime you take the intake off, you really want to check to make sure that the springs are in good shape. They should be nice and firm and spring right back so that you don't have any oil leaks coming from the top of the intake or bottom of the intake manifold. So there's the part number for those. These are deletes for some of the sensor holes on the thermostat housing. I expected them to come zinced as they showed in the photo, but obviously they didn't. All right, this is a cap for the manual trans. Here's the part number. As you can see, there is a gasket around it. So a lot of the early model trans don't have that, and it's a place where it leaks. Late model trans, most of them do, so you don't really have to worry about it. I'm going to replace it anyway. I don't really like how much it's oxidized. You can see all the surface rust in there on both sides. So even though it's a brand new part and the seal's fine, but not too happy about that. These are a bunch of plugs for building the spark plug wires. There's a part number. You'll need 6 of those. These are the clips I was talking about earlier that it shows when you order them that there are 5 in a set, but you are actually buying them individually. So there is the part number right there. So you will need 6 of those as well. Or if you're not really sure what you're doing, buy extras just in case. O-rings, as you can see, for the oil level sender. These washers are for the thermostat plugs. You need a washer as well as the plug. Just got a bunch of extra small washers just in case I need them. And that is pretty much it. I also have a M50 cam position sensor. This was an extra O-ring for that you don't need. That's already on the motor, and we'll talk about that later. And then we have here the new, or not really new now, but this is the the dual piston chase bays brake booster delete. I really like their original one, so I'm excited to put this in and see how it goes. It does have extra pieces that are missing here, but we'll go over that when we install this. The only downside is you do have to slightly trim the firewall to clearance this. So not too happy about that, but it is what it is. The original one, you didn't have to clearance anything, which was great. Lastly, let's finish off with the new SLR kit. I'm going to go ahead and clear off the area real quick, and then we'll get to unboxing the kit. If you want to see an install video, I already have one up, so you can click in the link right there to that video of the red arms. And now, to go with the new color scheme, we have white arms. Yes, I know they're gonna get dirty, but I'm a butthurt for color match, so there we go. Nice gold SLR logo on it. And there is the rest of the kit. Again, all white. I also had to do the whole kit in white. So we have the tie rod tubes, the adjustable F-cabs, and the bottom of the knuckles, all in white. I want to give a big thank you to Santi and SLR. Santi always takes care of me on the phone, so thank you so much, man. Really appreciate you working with me. Let's get a better look at these arms over here. Woo! There we go. I sent them the powder to get these done, and they came out perfect. So big thanks again to Santi for always working with me on my crazy ideas. Here's a nice close-up of the parts. Now I just got off the phone with Santi, as I wanted to clarify this. SLR will work with you guys on colors. Just understand that they do not send out anything bare, so you will have to send them the powder, or they will source the powder for you. This does cost extra and will add time to your order, as it does push production that they have to do one kit by itself. Understand that if you guys are going to ask for colors, be cool with them and they'll be cool with you. and make their life easy, and they will make yours. So big thank you again to Santi and SLR, and that finishes the unboxing video of all the stuff for the E30. As we have the motor here, I did get the ITBs back from powder coating, so there's a quick look of the zinc hardware and the fresh powder coat on the ITBs. If you guys have any questions on any of the parts that we went over today, go ahead and put them in the comments below, and I will help you out. If you're missing part numbers, they should be down in the description, as well as links to most, if not all, of the product we went over. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't follow me on Instagram, @TheMassDriver. If you guys need any BMW parts, I have an absolute ton at the moment. Z3M, E46M3, E36M3, and a ton of E30 parts. So hit me up on my parts page at Rage Parts. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.